Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're really jumping into something fascinating.
Yeah.
The Indian cricket team's journey, specifically their performance in, the big ICC tournaments.
It's a great topic. I mean, their consistency, their success on the world stage, it's pretty undeniable, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And our mission here, using the info you've shared, isn't just about listing wins. It's about unpacking the story, the key moments, the players, but also those surprising bits that really make it compelling.
Exactly. And we'll cover the whole spectrum from the big one, the ODI World Cup, all the way to the under-19s where future stars are born. It shows their impact across the board.
Right. So by the end of this, using all this source material, you get a really fast, solid grasp of India's big wins, those tough losses in finals, and kind of why it all matters across the different game formats. It's a story of, well, ups and downs, really. Okay, so diving in. The sources naturally point us first to the absolute peak, the ICC Cricket World Cup. Started back in '75, the big one. Where does India's story really kick off there?
Well, the standout moment, the one that changed everything, has to be 1983. It wasn't just a win. It felt like a revolution almost.
Kapil Dev's team, right? In England.
That's the one. Beating the West Indies, who were, dominant then at Lords of all places. It just completely shifted how India was seen in cricket, from underdogs to, well, contenders.
And it ignited that national passion, didn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It went from just a sport to like a national symbol. Pride, ambition, all of that. It really embedded cricket into the Indian identity.
It's hard to grasp just how huge '83 was. But, okay, they hit that peak, and then again later. But the World Cup journey also shows this pattern, right? Strong runs, but then some real heartbreakers.
Yeah, the sources mentioned being runners-up in 2003 and then again just recently in 2023, both times to Australia, actually. That last one in Mohammedabad, that was tough.
Oof, yeah. And semifinals in 2015 and 2019, too. So they're always there, almost. What does that tell us? Resilience. Or maybe something missing at the final step sometimes.
It definitely shows incredible consistency, reaching those late stages time and again. But yeah, facing tough opponents right at the end. But then you have 2011.
Ah, yes. Home soil.
Exactly. MS Dhoni leading the team, beating Sri Lanka in Mumbai. That second World Cup win. The sources really stress this wasn't just another trophy. It was like catharsis for the whole nation.
The weight of expectation must have been immense.
Unbelievable. You saw the joy, the relief. It was more than sport, a huge cultural moment. And as you said, the first team to ever win it at home. That's iconic.
Totally iconic. Okay, so while they're mastering the ODIs, this other thing is bubbling up. T20 cricket.
Yeah.
Faster, more explosive, and India jumped right in.
They sure did. The first ever T20 World Cup, 2007 in South Africa. India won it.
Under Dhoni again, right?
Yep, Dhoni again. And beating Pakistan in that final. Talk about drama. The sources are clear. That win didn't just get them a trophy. It basically lit the fuse for the whole T20 explosion globally.
And the IPL connection.
Directly led to it. That win, the excitement around that format, it created the perfect storm for the Indian Premier League to launch and become the giant it is today.
It's pretty amazing how quickly they took to that format. And it wasn't just a one-off, was it? They've stayed competitive.
Very much so. Runners-up in 2014, losing to Sri Lanka that time. Then semifinals in 2016 and 2022. And, as we speak, basically they're in the thick of the 2024 tournament. So yeah, consistently a major force in T20. Shows their adaptability.
Definitely adaptable. Okay, moving on. There was another big ODI tournament for a while, the ICC Champions Trophy. Ran from '98 to 2017. What's the story there?
Well, it has its own unique moments for India. There's that strange one in 2002.
Right, the shared trophy. How did that happen?
Rain. The final against Sri Lanka got washed out, not once, but twice. So they ended up sharing it. Kind of an odd outcome. Shows how weather can just throw a wrench in things.
Yeah, only in cricket sometimes. But they did win it outright later.
They did. 2013, back in England again. Dhoni again leading them to victory over the hosts. And the big deal here, the sources really flagged this. That win made Dhoni the only captain, the first and only, to win all three big ICC trophies.
The ODI World Cup, the T20 World Cup, and the Champions Trophy. Wow.
Exactly. An incredible feat for him as a captain. Just shows his impact across different formats and eras.
Absolutely seals his legacy.
Yeah.
And India were in other finals, too.
Yep. Runners-up back in 2000 against New Zealand, and then again in 2017, that time losing to Pakistan. So again, that pattern frequently getting to the final stage.
Okay, let's shift gears to the longest format, Test cricket.
Yep.
And the ICC World Test Championship, the WTC, it's newer, started in 2019. What are we seeing from India there?
Well, the pattern here is consistency in reaching the final. They've been in both finals held so far.
Both? Okay.
Yeah, the first one, 2019 to 2021, they lost to New Zealand in Southampton. And the second cycle, 2021 to 2023, they lost to Australia at the Oval in London.
So no wins yet, but getting there each time, what does that signal?
It signals they are absolutely among the elite in Test cricket, consistently performing over a 2-year cycle to reach the final. Twice. That's incredibly hard to do. It shows real strength and depth in the Test arena, even if that final step, the championship itself, has eluded them so far. They're right there.
Right at the top. Okay, this next one feels really key for the future. The Under-19 World Cup. The sources paint a picture of just, well, dominance by India.
Oh, it's undeniable. This is where you really see the talent pipeline in action. They've won it, 5 times? It's a record.
5? That's incredible. Can you run through those wins?
Sure. It started in 2000 with Mohammad Kaif as captain. Then 2008, led by a young Virat Kohli.
Ah, Kohli, of course.
Right. Then 2012 under Unmukt Chand, 2018 with Prithvi Shaw, and the latest was 2022, captain Bayash Dole.
That's just,
Yeah.
wow. It's not just luck, is it? It points to something systemic.
Exactly. It suggests a really strong structure for finding and developing young talent, like a conveyor belt feeding the senior team. It explains, in part, their sustained success at the top level.
And they've been runners-up quite a bit too, haven't they?
Yep. 2016, 2020, and 2024. So even when they don't win, they're almost always in the mix, right at the final hurdle. It just underlines their strength at that age group.
Okay, so we've talked tournaments, wins, near misses, but you can't talk about Indian cricket success without talking about the players, the legends who delivered in these big moments.
Absolutely critical. The individual brilliance is often what tips the scales. The sources point to several key figures, naturally.
Like Kapil Dev, obviously.
Yeah.
The 83 hero.
The ultimate catalyst, you could say. His leadership, his performance, legendary. Then there's Sachin Tendulkar. Just a mountain of runs in World Cups, top scorer multiple times. His consistency over such a long career is staggering.
Truly the little master. And then we've mentioned him so much already, MS Dhoni.
His captaincy record in ICC events is just unparalleled, winning all 3 major trophies. It speaks volumes about his leadership, his calmness under pressure.
And you've got players like Yuvraj Singh. He seemed to peak at the perfect times.
He really did. Player of the tournament in the 2011 World Cup win and a key architect of the 2007 T20 win. Clutch performances when it mattered most. Just game-changing contributions.
Absolutely. And looking more recently.
Well, Virat Kohli, his record in ODIs and T20s, especially in ICC events, is phenomenal. Often the batting anchor, handles pressure incredibly well. And Rohit Sharma, too, those big World Cup hundreds, his leadership roles, consistent run scoring at the top.
So these individuals, their peaks often coincided with India's tournament successes.
Precisely. It's that mix of team consistency and individual brilliance hitting at the right moment.
Okay, so let's try and bring this all together. For you listening, when you look at everything we've discussed, drawing on all these sources, the big picture is pretty clear, isn't it? India's impact is huge.
It really is. Consistent excellence across decades, across formats, dominating at the youth level, multiple world titles in ODIs and T20s, always contending in the Test Championship. It's a story of sustained high performance.
And real influence on the global game.
Definitely. Connecting it to the bigger picture, India's success hasn't just been in cricket, it's actively shaped modern cricket. That 83 win especially, but also the T20 win, the IPL. It's massively boosted the sport's global reach, its finances, its popularity, especially in South Asia.
It's hard to imagine cricket today without India being central to it all.
Very hard. They've influenced how the game is played, watched, and administered globally.
So here's a final thought to leave you with. Considering everything this amazing track record in established formats like ODIs and tests, their early dominance and continued strength in T20, plus that incredible, consistent talent factory at the under-19 level, what do you think this signals for the future? How might India's continuing dominance shape world cricket in the years and decades ahead?